A few weeks ago, a burned piece of book floated onto my house. The fires were happening, you know the ones. It came floating down under those bizarre orange skies, as flame-licked as the ashen page itself, and honestly messed me up pretty good. I made a video about it, if you'd like all the details. It was viewed quite a lot of times, by most measures. Now, sure, I'm prone to mysticism. I mean, my foundational identity was formed as theater person, an occupation closer to voodoo priest than profession, if you ask me. Not that I'm trying to get into a tangential discussion about whether the invoking of ghosts and spirits for the seizing of personal objectives should be a viable profession. Digression. So yes, admitted and proudly, Jarrett is very vulnerable to the heavy-handed writing of the universe. Every person is a poem and whatnot. So when this page fluttered onto my house, a page from The Road by Cormac McCarthy, a page depicting a scene which, if it isn't the heart of the book, is at least another vital organ, the liver or lungs maybe. When this page, burnt but legible, reminding me of the only certain universal guidance I can imagine at this point, to carry the light, even when you're the only one, to carry the light, even when it may make you vulnerable, or straight up Daniel in the lion's den, to carry the light because a world where light is carried and shared, where the small flame of your own flickering candle of love is easily and habitually touched to the blown-out wicks and piled-up dry tinder of your fellow souls on this earth, your fellow souls on this body we all make up together. Sorry, I got a little cute with it, souls and cells, but whatever. I'm especially weak to slant rhyme etymologic synchronicities. Anyway, that's the world I want to live in, so I felt assigned some measure of imperative to preserve this artifact, so I never forget this surreal and intense spiritual rock from the sky. I am bad at most crafts, but that has made me good at bad crafting. I will sincerely defend my beloved bad crafts to the death. Our house is full of DIY furniture, which I find extraordinarily beautiful, full of character and meaning, each one a lesson and blessed with the pride of my own hands. Likewise went the construction of what I've been calling the ash gem. I've decided to try and preserve that little mystical piece of ashen book. Now, as is the nature of ash, every time I touched the holy relic, it disintegrated a bit more. It's been falling apart because it's just a burned piece of paper. I lost what little legibility was left when I lightly sprayed it with some of this preserving spray, which I thought might give it more structure to survive encasing it in resin. It's like falling apart the more I touch it. Jeez. Yeah, I lost another piece already. Okay, we'll try to... Oof, even that knocked the piece off. Yeah, even that is like you can't really read it anymore. Maybe that ruined it. I went to Blick, absolute heaven as always, and purchased some polyester resin, which I would not use again because it was apparently unbelievably poisonous. I wore a respirator through all my mixing and pouring, and even from the garage it stunk into the house. Oh well. What's a little volatile organic compound between friends? I poured enough resin to fill half this piece of silicone we had, something intended to cover jars and bowls and stuff in lieu of plastic wrap. I actually consulted a real prop-making friend about this project, and first thing he said was, "You're gonna need a vacuum chamber for the pour." Which, lol, labao even. I don't know, we'll see what happens. So, I just tried to pour slowly and carefully. Still got plenty of bubbles in there. I read online that you can maybe get rid of some of the bubbles by carefully hitting it with a heat gun, so I tried that and... Well, I fucked that up. Immediately blew dust all over it, making it much worse than before. Immediately poured so much fucking dust in there, god damn it. Incredible stuff. Fuck. Anyway, moved on with it. After it set a bit, I poured the rest on top and let it sit for a while, absolutely stinking with toxicity. It really stinks so much worse than I thought. When I took my mask off inside, I was like, oh my god, it really stinks. After 24 to 48 hours, I peeled off the silicone and had a pretty neat little puck of ash, but it had some unpleasant ridges, so I got to sanding, and sanding, and sanding, and sanding some more. In this process of sanding, I did, of course, drop the ash gem. Dropped it. That's cool. So, really fun. Guess I'll try gluing it while sanding it, so it wasn't even to the buffing stage, and it's all fuzzy looking now, but whatever. Well, resilience, I guess. That's what Allie said. Resilience. So, we're just going to let it add to the symbolism, and I'll try gluing it together. So So I went to the local hardware store, got some goop, came home and gooped it up. I used some clamps and let it sit another 24 to 48 hours. Now cracked but whole, I resumed sanding and polishing the ash gem. I buffed it, mostly by hand, with some microfiber and this stuff called Flitz, a polish recommended by YouTube University for this type of resin. I tried my Dremel on it as well, though I'm not sure it really helped that much compared to my hands, but any excuse to use a tool. After all that, this is what I ended up with, and I love it. I've been carrying it around randomly in pockets. I like how unbelievably handled and messed up it already looks. Some of you good crafters out there will perhaps believe this to be cope, the way any cabinet maker would certainly be appalled by my large plywood wardrobe, I'm sure. But, like the ersatz wardrobe, I truly love my messed up little creations. Am I not also a messed up little creation, riddled with imperfection? The ash gem looks to me like something that you'd find in a children's museum or in a nature center exhibit with a very limited budget, an object crafted by one of the rangers in a shed and handled by thousands of dirty-faced kids interested to see what sort of remnant vole bones came out of an owl pellet or something. So that's it. I don't have a cute ending to this. I just wanted to share this little project with you and perhaps leave you with the suggestion that you let yourself notice the signs, that you let yourself live in a sacred, mystical, literary world. Things have the meanings we give them, and not much more or less than that. So go out there and make your own holy relics. Go forth and carry the light.